I tell you what, this lizard ain't no joke. Modified like this, I'm going to say it one more time, is probably the best creek bait you're going to get. What? Good morning, folks. It's Richard Gene, the fishing machine here. Beautiful morning, and we're fixing to go fishing. Why? Because I cannot stay off the water. But today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. What I mean by that is, today I'm going to fish with the best, at the time, creek fishing bait that I used back in the 80s. Okay, we're talking about early 80s, mid 80s, all the way up to around 1990. This is the top bait, and I have caught tons and tons of fish with it. When I started using this and sort of perfected it to fit my criteria, I put a bunch of fish, I have lowered water levels with this bait right here. That right there. And I know it kind of looks a little bit ignorant, but I'm going to show you how I rig it. And then we're going to go put it to the test and see if it's still effective here in this day and time. Alright, folks, let's start from the beginning. Now, as far as line, it just depends on the angler. I'm a light line fisherman when it comes to creeks and lakes and rivers, and I'm always fishing a little bit light. But this is 8-pound test fluorocarbon. Top knot is my favorite. Now we're going to start right here by slipping on a little tiny bullet weight. That's a 1/32 of an ounce bullet weight. So we're just going to slip it on the line right here. Now, as for the hook, you know, hook size is determined by how big a bait you're going to use as far as diameter. Now, I'm going to be using a 4-inch Zoom lizard. That's what we're going to be using. Very productive bait, folks. This is a size 2 Gamakatsu EWG hook, size 2. This is my favorite size for a 4-inch lizard. I will use a size 1 sometimes, but a size 2 suits a 4-inch lizard in my opinion. But we're just going to tie either a trilene knot or a Palomar. Let's just put a trilene knot in here, which is a simple knot. And the reason why I'm using it is because it's so strong. But I just run it through there. Okay. Take your tag in and run the same direction as you put the line through there. Same direction. Pull it up to form you a loop. Go around 4 or 5 times. Okay. And then take the tag in and run through both loops. Y'all excuse me, the sun's in my eyes while I'm doing all this, so y'all can see this. I'm facing the sun. Wet it, cinch it up, cut the tag line off. Now, everybody has a preference. I leave about a 1/16 of an inch to about an 1/8 of an inch tag on there. Now the next thing I'm going to do, 1/32 of an ounce is not very, it's real light, but the particular creek that we're going to go in, there's not a lot of current. Not a whole lot of current at all, so it's plenty. So what I'm going to do is take this rubber band and we're going to run it through the weight. I've shown this before. A lot of you've done seen it. A lot of you haven't. That's how I'm going to keep the weight in position. of where I want it. It won't slip. I want the bait to be together. I want it to be as one, bouncing over those rocks or fishing logs or whatever we're going to encounter today. But I'm going to cut a piece of line off about a foot. Okay, I'm going to run this line through the rubber band so we got it trapped. Bring the tag lines together. I'm going to even those up like that. And then there's our weight. I'm going to run these lines through there, both of them, at the same time. If you have trouble doing that, well, you can run them through there one at a time. It don't make any difference. See, I'm on the back side of that weight. I'm going to stretch this rubber band, pull it through just like that. Y'all get the gist of it already if you've never seen that before. Just like that. Now what I'm going to do now is stretch it just a little bit and cut it flush. Top and bottom. Excuse me folks, just like that. Okay, let's modify this lizard. Now of course y'all do know that you can fish it just like that. There's nothing wrong with it. However, what I like to do is modify it to where this bait will look like to them possibly a crawfish. Okay, it might look like a big hellgrammite. Alright, it might look like most anything to them. So the way that I do that is I'll just take, and I'll catch a lot more fish by doing this. I get more bites, folks, a lot more bites. I'll cut those front legs off. I'll cut the head off, and there's my bait right there. Now, to a bass in a creek or in a river, whether you use the 4-inch version or even the bigger versions, that right there gets you more bites, no doubt. So let's just go ahead and rig it up. And I'm just going to Texas rig it right here. I'm just going to go through there about 3/16 of an inch, center it just like that. Hide the knot if you want to, and if you don't, it don't make any difference. Then we'll lay the hook right here beside the bait. I can see the entry point. Very important to keep this bait straight. Run it through and then text pose it. Skin hook it. Like that, the point. And then pull the little bullet weight back to the head, just like that. That's it. That bait right there, folks, is a killer in creeks. It was in the 80s and the 90s. Let's see if it is now. Let's go fishing. All right, folks, we're out here. Boy, that water's cold. It's been a long time since I've been to this particular creek right here. We'll get away from this Norsey Bridge just as quick as I possibly can, but a lot of current in here because we've had a lot of rainfall. Now, let's talk about equipment. This is the first time I've used this rod. This is a Drew's 5'10" medium light power fast action Z-Man rod. And I have a 5'2", which I've used before, but this one's a little bit longer. Now this blank right here, a lot of y'all who are in my age group remembers this blank. This particular blank, they used to make them in the 80s, and they're very, very sensitive because there's no reel seat right here to stick your reel in and to screw your reel on tight. So what I've done is I've put a wire tie on each side, then taped it. And I used to have 2 or 3 of these rods in the 80s, and they were designed specifically for smallmouth bass fishing. They're very, very sensitive. And it's just a trend that I believe it's coming back again, because this is a new rod right here. Now the reel is a Daiwa Reverus LT1000. Cheap little Daiwa. They don't cost that much at all. Very good reel. So we have 8-pound test braid and 8-pound test fluorocarbon connected with a double uni knot. And that's it. And of course this knot right here is a trilene knot. But I'm going to start with this color right here. But this creek's a good ways from the house. Been a while since I fished it, but I'm going to tell y'all what. This creek has got a lot of crawfish in it. And I remembered that when I drove up here. I said, now Richard, our crawfish here in North Alabama have orange pinchers, or the tips of their pinchers are orange. So I went ahead and I dyed up a few of these. And this is just a 4-inch lizard. But it's green pumpkin. And if you notice, I've dyed the tail orange. Of course, I've done my modification. I done cut the legs off the front and the head. So now I'm ready. I'm ready now. But this water is a little swoofed, and it's a little bit high because of all the rain, so that's okay. We're going to catch them anyway. And I'm just going to work this bait just like I do all my baits. Slow. Take my time. You never know what you're going to have to deal with, though. I didn't really... There's a fish right there. Oh my. Not a bad one either. That's a good one. Look here, folks. Oh my. I forgot what I was saying. Oh. Now that was fun. Now is that going to be a largemouth or a spotted bass? I was trying to get around. There's some bunch of big old limbs right here. That's a largemouth. A lot of limbs down right here. Well, there we go. That little lizard does work still. Of course, we knew it would. Back then, we didn't have the baits that they have right now, like Nico Helgramites and, Elastec, baits that's made out of Elastec. Or like Z-Man makes. We didn't have those kind of baits. This 4-inch lizard has been around for a long time. And has been a part of the finesse world for a long time. That's a little largemouth. But, yeah, I'm having some trouble getting around right here. But that's where I caught him, right there. Y'all can see. That's the kind of stuff right there that's tripping me up along this bank. But that's where the fish are holding. They're going to be holding out of the current along the bank because the water's high. Let's let him go right here. And that's the kind of sand that you sink down in. It's kind of hard to walk in it. Let's let him go right here. There he goes. First fish, largemouth. And that was a lot of fun. Look at the action on that. Maybe let's get right here and look at that. I'm talking about now, it's a deadly bait. It's as deadly as anything that they make now, this day and time. Can y'all see that? Probably can't. I ain't got a good place to... There we go. Look at that. Well, that's as deadly, if not deadlier, than anything that they make now. I can see clearly where a bass is, and y'all can too. Right there where that old big stump is, or log. That should be him. when we get up there to it a little bit closer, there should be a fish holding on it. There's a fish. There's one on, folks. There he is. Yep. Oh my. What have we got? This fish is fighting hard. Well, there's a reason why. I believe it's a spotted bass. Yep. And a good one too. Come on, quit fighting. He ain't gonna quit till he gets ready. My goodness. Well, we done got us a little pattern going already. Right up against the bank in a slack water. New water. Alright, old boy. You're caught. Give it up. That's a good fish right there. That's a good spotted bass. I know it's a little dark up under here. Let's see if we can get him out here in the sun. You know, I still keep getting questions. How do you know the difference between a largemouth and a spotted bass? Well, a spot has a tooth right here on his tongue. If you'll reach back in there, you'll feel a tooth patch. Largemouth don't have that, and smallmouth don't either. So, let's let him go. There he goes. Now the question is, Richard, in your opinion, is this lizard as good as a Nico Helgramite or the baits that they make now? You doggone right. Just as good, if not better. This bait right here, folks, will catch them. There's no doubt in my mind. Super finessey bait. Let's ease up here. I'm up here on the bank now, which that's really where I need to be. If I can be here. But look, right there, y'all see that big log right there? Maybe y'all can see that. That's where I caught that last fish. I didn't see it from down. I was right in there when I made that cast. But let's see if there's another one right here. Just a log. There he is too. What about that? Man, this is going to be a good day of fishing. Let me get him out of there. What I was going to say is, if you catch a fish in a place, well then throw back, because there could be several there. What about that? This is a good one too for a creek. I was a little disheartened, to be honest with y'all, when I seen how high it was. This is a good bass. Doggone big spotted bass. These fish are in here now. Let me turn the camera where y'all can see that son of a gun fight now. Big old spot. Having a lot of trouble with him. That's what you want. You want a rod that's... You don't want no big, beefy, stout rod here in the creek like this. You want to be sporty about it. Or I do. Wow. I hadn't been here 7 or 8 minutes, folks, and I've done caught 3 bass. So there he is. Good spotted bass. That fish is probably, I don't know. Let's see. I'll tell y'all. That fish is 17 inches. Probably. We'll go back out here in the sun so y'all can see him. I want y'all to see these pretty fish. I mean, I hadn't been here no time, and I'm already tearing them up. That's a blessing. That's all that is. I hope y'all can see that. Nice fish. He eat that lizard too. That modification right there that I've shown y'all is deadly. Now, there's no doubt about it. That is a deadly modification. Let's let him go. Wow. Let's sneak back up there on it. Okay. Could they be a third fish right here? Let's just flip it right there in front of that log. It's on the bottom. Look here. Folks. Oh my goodness. There's another one. There is another one. My. Now he's gone in the log, but I'm just going to hold constant pressure on him. He'll finally come on back this way. How many fish is holding up around that? He's back in it again, but we're just going to... Don't try to horse them with light line. Just kind of hold them out of it. You'll be okay. If you got nerves of steel. This is another big spotted bass. He's wanting that log, but he's in it now. He is wrapped up in it. So what I'm going to do is just hold pressure on him. He'll finally come out like he did then. See, he's seen that it wasn't any benefit to him. So he come on out of there. That's a strong fish right here. These Alabama spotted bass are powerful fish. They're very powerful. It takes a while for them to wear down. Especially on light tackle like this. And this is the only way to go. As far as I'm concerned, this is a big son of a gun. I want y'all to look. Another good one. That's 3 bass out of that one log right there. Quit. There he is. Golly bum. Man, oh man. Up under the shade. Got it made under the shade. Well, folks, let's unhook him. I can't go on down the creek. I keep catching fish. And as long as I'm catching fish, there's no need to go any farther. But let's let this one go. Goodness, the sun finally come out. See what a beautiful fish. Okay, let's let him go. There he goes. That's 3 big quality fish. Could they be a 4th one in there? You doggone right, they could be. But working this little lizard is just like any other bait that I use. I just take little bitty hops, 2 inches at a time. Not a lot of action. I don't do all this stuff here. I mean, I don't know where that's... All you do is move it and leave it there. That ribbon tail that's on the back of this bait, the ribbon tail right there, is plenty of action for the strike. Okay, what's happened is they have tore this lizard all to pieces. I'm going to go ahead and change to the ones that I dyed. Put one of those on. After I slip. Oh my goodness. You talking about slippery. My. Any little shade that I see, folks, I'm going to make a cast or two in it, especially right now. The sun has really come out. Those shades pay off. I have been walking a long stretch like this one. All of a sudden I'd see one shade, make a cast into it like that, and then catch a good fish, a 3-pounder or better. You never know what's in these creeks. There's some big ones in some of these creeks. And the shade alone will definitely draw a lot of these fish to it. But got an interesting looking, there's a bend. It looks like an outside bend up here. And I've always been a fan of outside bends. They usually hold a lot of fish in these creeks and rivers. A lot of times that's a good thing. I've seen where I'd make a cast into a shade like that, and bluegill would just start hammering it like crazy. I mean, red breast sunfish or bluegill, or just panfish in general. What that does in turn, a lot of times it draws attention from a bass. He'll come in there and take it away from them. That's happened a lot of times to me. There he is. Yep. That ain't bad fish right here. That ain't a bad one. Golly, they're so quick. Goodness, he don't know which way he's going. Look how they'll change direction, folks. He's going one way, and all of a sudden he'll go back the other way. He just spit up some crawfish right there. You know, we were talking about that. See all them fragments? That's crawfish. A lot of crawfish in this particular creek right here. Would you quit? Quit. That's a good spot. Doggone good spotted bass. Okay. Look at there. That's a picture of health. Let's let him go. There he goes. Look here. I was about to move. Oh, my. I believe that's a largemouth. I was about to walk on up the creek and this dude right here hit. My goodness. Would you quit? Even the largemouth are strong in this creek. Quit. Golly. Stop it. You're caught. You're caught. You're caught. You're caught. Quit. That's a largemouth. That's the second one I've caught. Mainly, there's no doubt that this creek is mainly spotted bass, Alabama spotted bass. But every once in a while, you'll catch you a good largemouth. There you go. Well, folks, that's about the end of it. I'm going to depart from this creek. For one reason, I'm give out and tired. I did a lot more exploring that of course, y'all didn't see it all. And found some interesting stuff on down that I'll probably share with y'all here pretty quick. But I'm going to tell you the modified version of the 4-inch Zoom Lizard is a killer in creeks. It was in 1980 and it still is. Very effective way to catch a lot of fish and catch them easy. And it don't matter if they're smallmouth, Alabama spotted bass, Kentucky spotted bass, largemouth, Coosa bass, shoal bass, it don't make any difference. They will eat that bait up. So give that a try if you don't care. or if you want to. I want to say God bless each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for everything that y'all do for this channel. It's hard for me to tell y'all how much I appreciate y'all, but I believe y'all know by now that I do. Hey. And remember, go fishing when you can, because it's good for you.